In question 5, we have to solve 4 parts A, B, C and D. In A and B, we have to add the given expressions, and in C and D, we have to subtract the given expressions. So let's start with the first part, part A. In this part, we have to add the 3 expressions P times P minus Q, Q times Q minus R, and R times R minus P. So let's expand each of these expressions using the distributive law. So P times P minus Q, this is equal to P into P. So we multiply term by term, P into P minus P into Q. So this is equal to P square minus PQ. Then we have the second expression Q into Q minus R. So once again we apply the distributive law. So this is Q into Q minus Q into R, and this is equal to Q square minus QR. So this is the second expression. And then the third expression is R into R minus P. So once again applying the distributive law, this gives us R into R minus R into P. So we get R square and then minus RP. So we have obtained these 3 expressions, P square minus PQ, Q square minus QR and R square minus RP. So these 3 expressions we will add now. So we will write them in separate rows, and we will write them in a way such that the like terms come below each other. So we have the first expression P square minus PQ. Then we add the second expression. In the second expression we have Q square minus QR. So we will need to write these separately. Q square minus QR, because none of these terms is a like term with the terms in the first row. And then in the third expression we have R square minus RP. So again we will write these separately, R square minus RP. And now we can add all the expressions. So what will we get when we add them? So we have P square minus PQ, and then Q square, and then QR minus QR, and then we have R square minus RP. So what we can do is, to write this answer, we can write the square terms first and then the other terms. So we can write this sum as P square plus Q square plus R square minus PQ minus QR minus RP. So this expression is the answer, this expression that we obtained, this is the answer for the first part, part A. Now we come to part B. In part B we have to add this expression 2x times z minus x minus y and 2y times z minus y minus x. So once again we will first expand these 2 expressions by using the distributive law. So we have the first expression as 2x times z minus x minus y. So we can write this as 2x into z minus 2x into x minus 2x into y. Okay, now 2x times z is 2xz, then minus 2x times x will be, we have 2 repetitions of x, so this will be minus 2x square, and then we have minus 2x into y, which we can write as minus 2xy. And then the second expression we have is 2y times z minus y minus x. So once again we apply the distributive law, and this will give us 2y into z minus 2y into y minus 2y into x. So 2y into z is 2yz. Then we have minus 2y into y. So y into y is y square. So we get minus 2y square. And then we have minus 2y into x. So we can write this as minus 2xy. So the 2 expressions in simplified form are these 2 expressions that we have written. And now we will add these 2 expressions. We will write them in separate rows, and we will write them in a way so that the like terms are below each other. So the first expression is 2xz minus 2x square minus 2xy. And to this we will add the second expression, which is 2yz. So we will write it separately because there is no yz term in the first expression. Then we have minus 2y square, which we will also write separately. and then we have minus 2xy. So minus 2xy we will write below the minus 2xy term in the first expression. And now we can add these two expressions. Okay, so we'll add these two expressions now, and we will get 2xz, then we will get minus 2x square, then we will get minus 2xy and minus 2xy, that's minus 4xy, then we will get plus 2yz, and finally we will get minus 2y square. So this expression that we've obtained, let's write the square terms first. So we write minus 2x square minus 2y square, and let's write the other terms now. So minus 4xy plus 2yz and plus 2xz. So this expression that we have written now, this is the sum in part B. This is the answer for the second part, part B. Now we come to part C, in which we have to subtract this expression 3l times l minus 4m plus 5n from this expression 4l times 10n minus 3m plus 2l. So let's expand each of these expressions first using the distributive law. So the first expression is 3l times l minus 4m plus 5n. So we will apply the distributive law. So this will be 3l into l minus 3l into 4m plus 3l into 5n. Okay, so 3l into l, we have two repetitions of l, so this is 3l square. Then we have minus 3l into 4m, minus 3 into 4 is minus 12, so we get minus 12, and then we have lm, so minus 12 lm, and then we have 3 into 5 is 15, so 15, and then we have l into n, that's ln, so 15 ln. So this is the expanded form of the first expression. Similarly, the second expression we can expand 4l times 10n minus 3m plus 2l. So this will be 4l into 10n minus 4l into 3m plus 4l into 2l. Okay, so what is this equal to? 4 into 10 is 40 and l into ln is ln. So 40 ln, and then we have minus 4l into 3m, so minus 4 into 3 is minus 12, and l into m is lm, so minus 12 lm, and then we have 4l into 2l, 4 into 2 is 8, and l into l is l square, so 8l square. So the two expressions that we have are these two expressions, 3l square minus 12 lm plus 15 ln, and 40 ln minus 12 lm plus 8l square. So we have to subtract this first expression, let's call this 1, this first expression, from this second expression, which I have labeled as 2. So we will write expression number 2 first, and below it we will write expression 1, such that the like terms are written one below the other. So the second expression is 40 ln minus 12 lm plus 8l square, and we have to subtract the first one, 3l square, which I will write below 8l square. Then we have minus 12 lm, so I will write it below minus 12 lm from the top expression, and then we have plus 15 ln, so 15 ln I will write below 40 ln. And now we have to subtract these expressions. So to subtract these expressions, we will flip the sign, we will invert the sign of all the terms in the second row. So 15 ln will become minus 15 ln, and 40 minus 15 is 25, so we get 25 ln. Then minus 12 ln becomes plus 12 lm, and minus 12 lm and plus 12 lm becomes 0, so we get 0. And then we have plus 3l square becomes minus 3l square, and 8l square minus 3l square becomes 5l square. So this is the expression that we obtain, and we can write this as 5l square first and then 25ln. Okay, so this expression that we obtained, 5l square plus 25ln, this is the answer for part C. Now we come to part D. In part D, we have to subtract this long expression that we have from this second expression. So let's focus on the first expression. The first expression is itself made up of two parts. There is 3a times a plus b plus c, and then we subtract 2b times a minus b plus c. So let's just focus on the first expression, which has these two parts, and first simplify this expression. Alright, so the first part of the first expression is 3a times a plus b plus c. So this is equal to 3a into a is 3a square, so we get 3a square. We are applying the distributive law. Then 3a into b is plus 3ab, and then 3a into c is plus 3ac. Alright, similarly, now let's take the second part, which is 2b times a minus b plus c. So 2b times a minus b plus c. This will be equal to 2b into a, so 2ab. Then minus 2b into b, which is minus 2b square, and then 2b into c, which is 2bc. So from the first expression, the first part of the first expression is this, and the second part of the first expression is this. And first we have to subtract this from this, and that will give us the simplified form of the first expression. Alright, so let's write this expression on the top. 3a square plus 3ab plus 3ac, and from this expression we will subtract this second part of the expression, which is 2ab, which I write below 3ab, then minus 2b square, which we write separately, and then plus 2bc, which also we write separately. And now we will carry out the subtraction, and to do the subtraction we will flip the signs of the terms in the second row. So plus 2ab will become minus 2ab, minus 2b square will become plus 2b square, and minus 2bc plus 2bc will become minus 2bc. So we will get 3a square, and then 3ab minus 2ab is ab, and then 3ac, and then we get minus plus 2b square, and then minus 2bc. So this expression that we have obtained is the simplified form of the first expression, and we have to subtract this from this second expression. The second expression is 4c times minus a plus b plus c, and if we apply the distributive law here, we will get 4c into minus a, which is minus 4ac, then 4c into b, which is plus 4bc, and then we have 4c into c, which is plus 4c square. So this expression that we have obtained, minus 4ac plus 4bc plus 4c square, is the second expression, the simplified form of the second expression. And from this we have to subtract this expression that we've written here. So now we will carry out that subtraction. So first we write this expression, minus 4ac plus 4bc plus 4c square, and now below this we will write this expression that we have to subtract, such that the like terms fall below each other. So from this expression that we have to subtract, we have plus 3a square, which I write separately, then we have plus ab, which also we'll write separately, and then we have plus 3ac, which I will write below minus 4ac, then we have plus 2b square, which I will write separately, and then we have minus 2bc, which we will write below 4bc. Alright, and now we can carry out the subtraction process, and to carry out the subtraction we will flip the signs, we will invert the signs of the terms in the second row. So plus 3ac will become minus 3ac, and we have minus 4ac minus 3ac, which is minus 7ac. Then minus 2bc will become plus 2bc, so we have 4bc plus 2bc, that's 6bc. Then we have 4c square, then we have 3a square. 3a square actually will get flipped, it will be minus 3a square, and similarly ab will become minus ab, and plus 2b square will become minus 2b square. So this expression that we have obtained is the final result that we want. Let's write it in a more appropriate form by first writing the square terms. So we have minus 3a square, then we have minus 2b square, and then we have plus 4c square. Then we have, do we have any AB term? So yes, we have an AB term, minus AB. Then do we have a BC term? Yes, we have 6BC. And then we also have an AC term, so we have minus 7AC. So this expression that we have now obtained of 6 terms, this expression is the final result for part D. So this completes part D, and with this we have completed question number 5.
To learn more about how Cuemath can help you crack school and board exams, explore Cuemath Leap, a live online classroom program run by highly experienced and committed teachers.